All right, so here we go. Hillary Clinton, the Russian hoax queen herself, just said she'd nominate Donald Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize. There fish around? The woman who spent years calling him a criminal, a lunatic, a threat to democracy, is now basically begging him to save Europe. What's this all about? And what we'll come to discover, though, in this story isn't really about peace or democracy. It smells of desperation, hypocrisy, and Hillary trying to rewrite history before it catches up with her. We're going to break it all down in a way you won't see anywhere else. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. So if you like our videos already and you haven't done so, you should become a subscriber to the channel. You can hit that notification bell and smack the like button. It helps us get our message out to more people, and thank you. So here's something you didn't think you'd ever hear. Hillary Clinton says she'd nominate Donald Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize. Let that sink in for a moment. The same woman who spent years calling Trump a puppet of Putin is now saying he might be the savior of Europe to end the Ukraine war. And she said it on a podcast, Raging Moderates with Jessica Tarlov, the crazy woman from Fox's The Five, right as Trump and Vladimir Putin were meeting in Alaska. American soil. Trump, Putin, Alaska. Stop and picture that scene. I mean, if that sounds like the setup to a bad joke, it's not. It really happened. So this really happened too. Give this a watch.
You were en route to Alaska. What would you be looking to get? What does an acceptable deal look like?
He is not meeting with a friend. He is meeting with an adversary. And an adversary who wants to see the destruction of the United States.
Well, so did you, Hillary. So did you.
And the Western Alliance. But if he could bring about the end to this terrible war.
That was started by Joe Biden.
Where Putin is the aggressor, invading a neighbor country.
That is the first true thing she said.
Trying to change the borders.
Actually, he didn't want NATO to be on the border with nukes.
If he could end it without putting Ukraine in a position where it had to concede its territory.
Well, they already did.
To the aggressor, had to, in a way, validate Putin's vision of greater Russia, but instead could really stand up to Putin to make it.
He's the only one that stood up to Putin. I mean, what the hell did Obama do when she was sec state? He went into Crimea and told Obama Crimea a river, right? What did Obama do? He sent blankets.
Clear, there must be a ceasefire. There will be no exchange of territory.
That's not going to happen. Do you see what she's doing? She's trying to set him up for an impossible task.
And that over a period of time, Putin should be actually withdrawing from the territory he's.
Well, he's going to do that if Trump ends the war.
In order to demonstrate good faith efforts, let us say, not to threaten European security. If President Trump were the architect of that, I'd nominate him for a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, sure you would, Hillary. And then as soon as he's out of office, you would go for the juggler again. Because we know you. You're a snake in the grass. I mean, really, it did sound like she was setting him up for an impossible task. But we've already seen Trump pull things off that nobody else could, haven't we? So now we're supposed to believe Hillary thinks that the guy who was supposedly Putin's puppet is now the one standing up to Putin? Interesting. She's setting something up. Do you see how the narrative suddenly flips when they're desperate? I think Hillary is saying this because she fears she is really in trouble this time around. With everything that DNI Tulsi Gabbard revealed over the last several weeks, it makes Hillary guilty as hell, along with Barack Obama and all the other usual suspects of that administration for the Operation Crossfire Hurricane nonsense. Hillary broke laws. She committed treason. She should go to prison. This is survival that you're seeing from her. She's terrified of what's coming. I can't see any other reason why she would ever in this lifetime or the next say that under any circumstance she would nominate Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize. There are already, 7 countries that have nominated Trump for the Nobel? And so I guess Hillary thought, maybe, he won't put me in prison if I say this. Because she is not a sincere person at all when it comes to giving out compliments to anyone who doesn't wax her halo or fluff her ego pillow or something like that. And then came this gem when she said, I'm dreaming that for whatever combination of reasons, including the elusive Nobel Peace Prize, President Trump may actually stand up to Putin on behalf of not just Ukraine and its democracy. Ukraine was never a democracy. And it's very brave people. But frankly, on behalf of our own security and interests, we never had a national security interest in Ukraine. Never. But translation, please, Donald, save us, save Europe, save the world. Please. So Hillary's great hope for democracy isn't NATO. It isn't Joe Biden, for goodness sake. It isn't the State Department. It's Trump's ego. Imagine being Hillary and having to admit that out loud. Meanwhile, Zelensky is still demanding Russia withdraw from every inch of stolen land. Hillary knows it. She doesn't care. She's throwing up prayers that Trump saves her political legacy before it collapses completely. Here's where it gets hilarious. Remember the lock her up chants from 2016? When asked about Hillary's new comments, Trump told Fox News' Brett Baier it was very nice of her to say that and added, I may have to start liking her again. Yeah, but enough to stop the investigations going on right now? I don't think so. To that, I say lock her up. The minute Trump leaves office, Hillary will turn on him again. She hasn't changed. But Hillary tried to hedge. She reminded Trump that he's meeting Putin on a U.S. military base, as if he didn't know that. The same one that scrambles fighters to chase Russian bombers. In other words, sure, maybe he'll win a Nobel, but don't forget Putin is bad. Very profound analysis there. Here's more for Trump standing up to Putin, because I don't see Obama or Dementia Joe ever doing something like this. Trump delivered one of those cinematic moments he lives for while Putin and he were walking up the red carpet to get to the stage. Give it a watch. I mean, think about that, guys. What did Trump just do? As he and Putin were walking down, a B-2 stealth bomber flew overhead. You know what that was? That was a reminder to Putin, this is the same B-2 stealth bomber jet that took out Iran's nuclear facilities. I mean, in the video, Trump even told him to look up. Guys, that's called leverage, something neither Obama nor warm diarrhea brains Biden ever had. So Hillary's final verdict is, Trump could never make a deal with Putin, but if he does, and it works, then hand him the Nobel Peace Prize. The same Hillary who couldn't negotiate her way through a Chipotle line now wants to play judge of world diplomacy? Please. That's where we've landed. The self-appointed Russia hoax queen, the woman who called Trump a puppet for years, who lied consistently for years about the Russian collusion that she made up, is suddenly cheering him on to outmaneuver Putin. Something's going on. And dangling the Nobel Prize like a consolation trophy. You have to admire the desperation. She puts up a huge get that seems nearly impossible, but the funny thing is that Trump doesn't give a rat's behind what she thinks. She thinks she's more important than she really is. And there's no way that Ukraine gets back all the land that's now in Russian hands because of the way that Zelensky himself and Joe Biden and the entire regime behaved. Putin is not going to give in to every demand made by Hillary Clinton on MSNBC. I can almost guarantee you that Trump is going to say to Zelensky that he has to give something up for the war to end. We've already seen multiple times that Zelensky doesn't really care about ending the war. The way he behaved in the Oval Office. He seems more inclined to beg for more money instead. Here's the bottom line. Hillary Clinton spent years screaming that Donald Trump was a Russian asset. And now she's the one begging him to save Europe from Putin? Is it a setup? Because where I'm sitting, it's not just hypocrisy, guys. It's history coming full circle. And the bright side, it proves one thing. They don't fear Putin as much as they fear Trump succeeding. All right, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
I got saved in the